We're shaking, people. Back with another reaction, back with some more Madonna. And I wanted to start the Madonna deep dive proper with a sort of 1-2 punch, so we're back with another track from her 1983 self-titled album. If you didn't see the reaction to Lucky Star, yeah, I react to physical media here on the channel, and in recent times, a number of friends of the channel have begun sharing their music with me, and sort of I begin calling them champions of the channel, and one such champion is Mark, who once I reacted to a Shep Pettibone remix of a Madonna track, a number of people commented like, hey, would you be willing to go on a Madonna deep dive? And he's been able to make that happen. So yeah, as I said, we're going to listen to the next tune on the self-titled album, 1983, and that is Borderline. And again, if you're new here, when I'm listening to a track that I haven't heard before, or at least that I'm pretty sure I haven't heard before, I just speculate about the title for a minute, what themes it suggests, how it could be used in a narrative or a sort of lyrical picture that is painted. And the concept of borderline, it could be used in a few different ways. It could be a barrier of separation, whether a physical barrier or like psycho-emotional, a sort of a separating factor between people. But you know, I'm a historian, and you know, borders are funny things. They're points of separation or indicators of separation, but they are also points of coming together. Necessarily, they're the points and places at which different entities, different places, and different peoples meet and could acculturate and so on. So in that regard, borderline, it could be a place of interaction, whether there is a separation or not. And then borderline, it could also be used to indicate something that is right on the edge of passing a certain threshold, past which there could be particular consequences, whether, you know, those are negative, which, you know, the implication without any further elaboration would seem to suggest. But yeah, borderline is something that's right on the edge of changing from one type of processor entity into another, and you know, perhaps there's a suggestion of ambiguity as to, you know, when that particular transition will take place. So there's a sort of, you know, you're not sure how to act or what to decide because any singular decision might be the tipping point. So yeah, that's what borderline makes me think of, but as I said, I don't think I remember this one, so ultimately we'll find out. This is Madonna. The tune is Borderline, and it's from her 1983 self-titled album. Oh, I know this. If you played this, I'd have been like, oh man, I think I recognize this, but I wouldn't have thought it was a Madonna tune. Again, I was like 2 or 3 in 1983, so you gotta work with me. But yeah, I know this. I heard this.
I don't want to
a crystalline. It's like xylophone, yeah? Like distinct xylophone. She's doing something like, see, again, if you're new to this channel, I have a sort of long and complicated relationship with fade out endings. Some work better than others, and I know some people will say that, fade out endings are designed to sort of carry on the ending mood of a tune without having to like forcibly bring it to an end. I can appreciate all that. But, one of my pet peeves is when a track fades out, when someone starts doing something interesting, whether it's a guitar solo or, because again, when I was listening to the single edit of Tears for Fears' Shout, I was like, wait, they faded while he's doing that guitar solo? What are you doing? And it felt interesting to like fade there when she starts doing these cool little melodic kind of vocal bits. I would have liked to hear that go for a little more and sort of, hear her kind of express some vocal flair. So yeah, it felt like, I'm cool with the fade out ending, but that one happened a bit too early for me. Nevertheless, I enjoy the tune, and it's weird, I suppose, as we go through this and Like a Virgin, maybe some of the other albums in the 80s, there probably will be more tracks where it's like, wait, I actually do know this one, because, again, I know she was very popular, her tunes were on the radio, and yeah, as I've gone through some other groups that were very big in the 80s, like Erasure would be a good example, and some other groups where it's like, oh wait, actually, but this one rings a bell. I must have heard this on a radio or like a DJ mix on the weekend. I mentioned, some Southern California radio stations, like K-Rock in particular, on the weekends when I was a single-digit kid, they would do like, 2-hour like DJ sets, and they were basically like DJ mixes of like 7-inch and 12-inch remixes of tracks by like, Erasure and Madonna and Depeche Mode and so on. And so I suppose, some Madonna tracks, it may be like that, where once it starts, it's like, oh, actually, at least some of this comes back. Because again, there were moments there where it was less familiar, but that main kind of like melodic riff of the track, that part of it definitely cued some distant chord in my memory. So I imagine it will keep happening. Once more, shout out to Mark. Do let me know what you think of this tune. I will see you next time. Peace.